ahead of kick-off. Quick run through the lineups in case you're just tuning in to our Premier League coverage. West Ham unchanged from Saturday. Fabianski in goal. Soufal, Zuma, Aguerd, Cresswell, Souček, Rice, Paqueta, Bowen, Antonio, Benrahma. For Liverpool, just one change. Matip in for injured Konate. So Alisson in goal. Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Fabinho, Jones, Salah, Jota, Gakpo in attack. And the two captains, Declan Rice and Jordan Henderson, join that plethora of mascots who now run at full pelt towards this near touchline. And we're almost ready for the off here on Talksport 2. West Ham United 6 points clear of the relegation zone going into tonight's game. One defeat in 10 matches in all competitions, and Dean and I saw that here against Newcastle United just a few weeks ago. Liverpool, well, I watched them on Saturday and they weren't, Dean, entirely convincing. Do you know what caused them a problem? Throws into the box from Nottingham Forest. Niakate had a long throw and Liverpool looked nervous from every throw that came into the box. I wonder whether the West Ham scouts who were at Anfield on Saturday will have noticed that. Well, underway.
I'm sure they would have looked at it, and Soufal's got a decent long throw on him if needs be. But one thing I've noticed with Liverpool is with the players coming back like Jota and Salah in great form as well, is they have started to really look like they're going to score goals against any side at the moment, and that's something West Ham, I'm sure, will be set up to try and combat.
West Ham in their traditional claret and blue shirts and blue shorts and claret and blue socks. Liverpool in their change strip of all white with a little bit of graded grey in there somewhere. And they're kicking towards the Bobby Moore stand to our left-hand side. We're at the back of the main stand with the dugout stand beneath us. Opposite us, the Billy Bond stand. And to our right, the Trevor Brooking stand where the travelling Liverpool support are housed. Salah goes down inside the centre circle and wins Alexander-Arnold rather than it's a free kick. Takes it quickly and Fabinho works it out to Andrew Robertson on the left-hand side. 0-0 then on Talksport 2, and we are underway. Curtis Jones looking to jink past Souček. Nicks it infield to Fabinho, about 30 yards out. Early ball into the box. A touch from Jordan Henderson, who got into the area. Couldn't quite find Salah, and West Ham get it clear. But there was very nearly an opening for Liverpool to get a shot in on target there, 0-0.
Well, it was an excellent run from Jordan Henderson. There's no reason as well, especially when Trent Alexander-Arnold goes into that midfield position. He's almost in Jordan Henderson's position. So he's then got the licence to go and get forward. And I mean, he's yet to score this season in the Premier League, but with his quality, if he gets in those positions, he could be a threat.
0-0 on Talksport 2. 0-0 between Forest and Brighton, although as we mentioned, Forest have had an early penalty saved. And they're now underway at Stamford Bridge as well between Chelsea and Brentford. That's also on the app. And the little matter of Manchester City against Arsenal underway in the next 13 minutes or so. Alisson clears the ball long downfield for Diogo Jota, who's put Soufal under pressure, but that's good defending by Soufal. Volleyed it clear up to halfway. Van Dijk wins the header well ahead of Antonio, and now Fabinho with his bright orange boots picks up possession just inside the West Ham half. Curtis Jones scheming down the left hand side, getting to the edge of the area, but he can't find a teammate inside the box, and Soufal ends up winning a throw-in right by the corner flag on West Ham's right hand side. 0-0 the score.
Yeah, the wide players Bowen and Benrahma have got a crucial job to make sure that they get back, get narrow at times as well, to just help combat the rotation that Liverpool will have in forward areas, because Jota will try and drift into a centre forward position. Curtis Jones will then go out wide left, so got to be switched on, got to be organised.
Liverpool had lost 3 straight games before going on a 4-match unbeaten run with 9 goals in their last 2 games. We mentioned that their away form's not great, but certainly they weren't too shabby at Ellen Road last time out on the road, where they won 6-1 against Leeds United. Bowen won't receive a long kick downfield from Lucas Fabianski, drifts out over his head. Throw for Liverpool just inside their own half, and Fabinho picks up possession. Dean Ashton.
Yeah, I mean, the pattern of the play is there. I mean, Liverpool are third for average possession and West Ham are 18th. So you'd expect Liverpool just to have loads of the ball. West Ham nice and compact, and they'll go and press when they get the chance, but they won't risk too much, I don't think, West Ham.
Oh, Van Dijk's giving it away to Bowen, right on the edge of the area. Ball to the far post, just beyond Antonio. Van Dijk, too casual, inside his own 18-yard box. Presented the ball to Jarrod Bowen. Tried to send a swirling cross in for Antonio on the left-hand side of the area, but it was just too high. Goal kick, 0-0.
Awful mistake from Van Dijk. So lazy with his pass, trying to just flick it across to Robertson. Bowen was alive to it, and then he, in turn, a really poor cross. Not difficult, no pressure on him. Clip that into Antonio, let him go and attack it. Instead, there was too much on it, and the chance was gone.
And then Matip almost presented the ball to West Ham on the other side of the Liverpool defensive line, but the visitors have a throw, midway point of their own half, on the far side in front of the Billy Bond stand. Now Salah gets over halfway, coming in field, plays it across to the left. It's picked up by Diogo Jota. Jota comes in field to about 30 yards out, flicks it to his right to Gakpo. Now Alexander-Arnold pushing in field as he's done lately, works it out to the left hand side, and Robertson, first time ball, and it's skewed behind by Kurt Zouma for the first corner of the game, and that corner has gone to Liverpool at 0-0 on Talksport 2.
And that's the position Alexander-Arnold's been picking up in recent games. It's hard to mark if you've already got a player in midfield that you latched onto. Paquetá was next to Fabinho, and Trent just had a little wander. Lovely ball out to Robertson.
So a corner kick for Robertson to take. Left-footed outswinger to the near post, straight at the first defender, and there was a push anyway on a West Ham player inside the box, and so West Ham have the chance to get the ball clear. 3-2 win for West Ham in November of 2021, but they've lost 10 of their last 12 matches in the Premier League against Liverpool. Bit of a bogey side if you believe in such things. Goal kick for Lucas Fabianski. 6 minutes gone on Talksport 2 in the Premier League at the London Stadium. West Ham 0, Liverpool 0. Paquetá flicks the ball on halfway. Antonio stretched but can't reach it. Cresswell gets there first and clips the ball down the left-hand side. Alisson comes to the edge of his area and volleys it downfield. Lovely flick on from Henderson to find Gakpo. Gakpo trying to release Salah down the right-hand side. Again with him. Salah into the area, trying to get the ball onto his favoured left foot. Does. The shot is blocked. Comes out to Gakpo, and his shot is deflected over the bar for a second corner in quick succession to Liverpool. 0-0.
Yeah, Agad did brilliantly here, by the way. He just held up Salah enough to then allow Zouma to get back and across to help him. So then when Salah jinked inside for his left foot curler, Zouma was there to then block, and then Agad was out to block the second opportunity for Gakpo. Good defence there.
Corner kick for Liverpool, and again it's out on the far side. It's going to be a in-swinger from the left-hand side. No, it's Alexander-Arnold's gone across, so it's going to be a right-footed out-swinger. Just checking on Declan Rice, who was just got a bit of an eye problem, I think, as they were setting up for the corner. Referee Chris Kavanagh happy. Then Alexander-Arnold steps a couple of paces back from the ball. Corner to the near post. Rice heads it behind for another corner. That's 3 that Liverpool have had in these opening 7.5 minutes here on Talksport 2.
Joint most set play goals, Liverpool this season, 14, and it's because the delivery is normally outstanding.
Alexander-Arnold again, right wing corner, so right-footed out swinger from him onto around the 6-yard line. Up went Van Dijk, headed back into the 6-yard box. There's plenty of white shirts in there, nobody can convert it, and West Ham hurriedly get it clear, only as far as Robertson on halfway.
I think this is a chance, and I'm not quite sure who it is, but somebody's taken it off the foot of Gakpo. I don't know whether it was Matip who just stuck a leg out, but Gakpo was there ready to volley, and it was taken away from him.
Henderson for Liverpool at 0-0. Plays the ball out to the right-hand side, and Salah. Neat ball in field for Alexander-Arnold in the centre of the West Ham half. Now Gakpo, look for Jota. Heavy touch from Jota allowed West Ham to guide the ball back to their keeper, Fabianski. And West Ham work it out to the right-hand side, and Vladimir Coufal. Bowen looking to pick it up. Lovely ball to find Jared Bowen, but a cross Glenn Robertson, but the ball breaks beside Ben Rama. Couldn't take the ball with him down the left-hand side of the area, but he has kept hold of it. Being watched by Alexander Arnold. Can he get the cross in for West Ham? 3 waiting for a ball in. Declan Rice out to Cresswell. First time ball looking for Antonio. Headed out by Matip. Back in by Soufal. Another half clearance from Liverpool, then neatly guided down by Jota to Jones, but Jota couldn't get past Soufal. Here's Bowen again, toe poking the ball past Robertson, but it's out of play. If Ben Rama had controlled that ball on the far post, that was a massive chance for West Ham to take the lead, 0-0.
Why is he controlling it? What is the point? The ball's fell beautifully. It's ricocheted off a Liverpool player into your path. You're running into the box. Hit it. Just every single person in the ground was thinking, hit it. And you can hear the groans as he then tried to take a touch, miscontrolled it, and the chance was gone. A ridiculous decision.
0-0 on Talksport 2. 9.5 minutes gone at the London Stadium. Jota fouled on this near side as the ball was played up to him. It was Soufal that went in and barged him in the back, so a free kick given. And Jota stayed down. Of course, he's only just back from injury, but back in excellent goal-scoring form. And his back does appear to be causing him a bit of grief, Dean Ashton.
Yeah, I mean, I thought initially Soufal had, got the knee that sometimes goes into the back, can be very, very painful. It's actually then, I think it might be his elbow and his shoulder as he swiveled and turned Jota, then Soufal connected with him, but he's still down.
He's getting treatment on this near side. You're listening to West Ham 0, Liverpool 0 on Talksport 2 with Now Sports. Don't forget that with Now Sports you can stream the Premier League live without a contract from £11.99. Just search Now Sports. It's 18 plus. Stream via the internet and terms apply. Jota on this near touchline is just sitting up now, having had a good minute or so of treatment from the Liverpool physios, and it's his lower left-hand side of his back that he's holding.
I mean, it may have winded him, to be honest. It was almost like Garcia took one at the weekend, right in the just underneath the ribs. I think that's where he's holding.
He's going to be back on shortly. He's been led off to this near touchline. Liverpool get play back underway with a free kick work back to the two centre-halves, Van Dijk and then Matip. Matip out to Alexander Arnold in a more orthodox right-back position, just for a change. And he immediately looks for Jota with a crossfield ball, intercepted by Soufal. Cresswell volleys clear for West Ham up to Ben Rama. Oh, lovely touch to get Lucas Paquetá into the game. He plays a 1-2 with Antonio, striding down the left-hand side, comes in field Paquetá, another 1-2, head to the area, what a goal! What a goal! Lucas Paquetá to put West Ham in front. 1-2s all over the shop in the build-up play, and it came back to Paquetá 25 yards out, and he gave it the hammer for the Hammers, and West Ham are in front on 12 minutes. Brilliant finish from the Brazilian. West Ham United 1, Liverpool 0. Pick that one out.
Sexy football at the London Stadium, honestly, and it all started with Saïd Benrahma, who had been moaned at only a minute or so ago. The first touch he took was just stunning. He just stunned it with the outside of his foot into Paquetá, and then you're right, the 1 and 2 touch play from Paquetá and Antonio was gorgeous, and then he just stroked it home with his right foot, started it just outside Alisson and bent it back in with the outside of his foot. Alisson was unsighted. What a stunning goal from West Ham.
Well, that's his 4th Premier League goal of the season, but that's got to be the best. And that's 3 in 3 for Lucas Paquetá after goals against Ghent and Bournemouth. Wonderful start for West Ham United, and Liverpool's away form is surely not going to haunt them once again, is it? It's back with Alisson, being pressurised by Antonio. Plays the ball out short to Alexander Arnold, intercepted by Declan Rice. Out to the left-hand side, and Ben Rama trying to take on Alexander Arnold towards the byline. Can he keep it in play? No, it's gone out. It is going to be a goal kick. But you can hear the atmosphere around us here at the London Stadium. A total transformation from what we witnessed here a couple of weeks ago, Dean, when Newcastle went 2 or 3 goals up in fairly short order.
Yeah, and also I think that goal just shows you the level of confidence at the moment that these forward players have got for West Ham. I mean, they shared the goals around at the weekend against Bournemouth, and that was a real team effort as well, that goal.
David Moyes loved it. Real celebration from the West Ham manager, Jurgen Klopp, standing impassive at the edge of his technical area, watching as Alisson hoofs the ball downfield. Soufal would just guide it back to Lucas Fabianski, checks onto his left foot and clears up to halfway. Paquetá, the goal scorer, chests it down for Rice. And then Zuma looks for Soufal down the right hand side. Lovely little dummy from Souček. Now, he's not been playing very well lately, Thomas Souček, but he's kept his place. David Moyes clearly thinks he can play his way through a relatively indifferent trot of form and get himself back to the Souček we know can be a force in the Premier League.
I think the amount of goals he scored when he first got to the club, I think maybe clouds at times the work he puts in.
Well, here's Cresswell coming forward for West Ham at 1-0. Benrahma runs into Alexander-Arnold, who gets the ball half clear. Salah gives the ball back to Alexander-Arnold, rolls it into the feet of Gakpo inside his own half at the edge of the centre circle. Now Curtis Jones takes over and Liverpool on the counter. Andrew Robertson tries to catch out Fabianski with a cross shot, but Fabianski dashed back to his goal line and held on to it. I don't think that was a fluke from Andrew Robertson. I think he was trying to catch out Fabianski. 1-0 to West Ham United.
Yeah, it's hard to tell really, because he did look up at Jota, but that ball wasn't really on, so maybe he did think, well, Fabianski might be thinking this is going to be played into Jota, I'll try. And actually, he wasn't far away.
Dean Ashton and Ian Dancer with you on Talksport 2. 15 minutes gone, West Ham 1, Liverpool 0. Jared Bowen finds Soufal on the right-hand side, early cross into the box, headed across the area by Matip, and then a very calm cushion header by Jota back to his keeper, Alisson. So remember, as it stands, West Ham are going to go 9 points clear of the bottom 3 onto 37 points, and will go above Crystal Palace with that wonderful goal. And we've seen some great goals at the London Stadium in recent times. Declan Rice with that lung-busting run and goal against Ghent. We've seen a brilliant goal tonight that we brought to you on Talksport 2, but very different in terms of its construction. 16 gone, 1-0 West Ham.
Yeah, I think when people eventually get to see the goal, people will say, well, it's almost ended up near the middle of the goal, but Alisson was so unsighted and there was bend on the ball as well.
Gakpo for Liverpool. He's got Henderson in bags of space on the right-hand side and picks him out. Cresswell going out to engage Henderson. Has to work it back to Alexander-Arnold, midway point of the West Ham half. Jones looks for Henderson once more, has got room to cross into the near post, headed out by Aguerd. Paquetá tries to flick it on, but it'll drop for Fabinho in the centre of the West Ham half. Liverpool trying to respond to going a goal down here on Talksport 2. Alexander-Arnold through the centre for Cody Gakpo, goes for goal, 1-1! Cody Gakpo from fully 30 yards out, let fly with a daisy cutter, and Fabianski desperately going across to his right, couldn't keep it out, and Liverpool are back level just 3 or 4 minutes after going behind. West Ham 1, Liverpool 1.
Just 2 excellent bits of work here. Alexander-Arnold's ball into Gakpo is stunning because nobody sees it, nobody's expecting it. It's a lovely reverse ball. He looks as if he's going to play wide, just tucks it into Gakpo, and then it's all Gakpo from there. And what catches Fabianski out is how quick he takes it. It's just a quick little touch and then a flash of a shot. It bounces away from Fabianski, who can't react quick enough, and it's right in the corner.
All square on Talksport 2 then, with 18 minutes gone. Declan Rice floats the ball from right to left to pick out Saïd Benrahma, trying to isolate Alexander-Arnold, going down the left-hand side, but Alexander-Arnold defended it well at first, but Benrahma wins it back, tries to drive it into the near post, but gets it horribly wrong, and it dribbles wide for a Liverpool goal kick. Cody Gakpo getting his 6th Premier League goal in his debut season after his £36 million move from PSV Eindhoven. And that was There was not much backlift as well. That's what caught out Fabianski, as you say, taking it early. Not much backlift, but plenty of power.
And also, when you take it that early, as Paquetá did, you can mean that the keeper's unsighted as well. And that was exactly what happened for Fabianski.
Benrahma seeing a lot of the ball at the moment out on the West Ham left. Feeds it further out left to Antonio. He's taken on Alexander-Arnold now down the left-hand side of the box. Rice out to Cresswell. Teases the ball to the far post. Good catch from Alisson. Souček was in behind him, but it was well claimed by the Liverpool goalkeeper. 1-1.
Jurgen Klopp has just calmed down after that goal. Honestly, he was going mad.
Now a long ball downfield for Gakpo to chase, but Aguerd gets in front of him and clears his lines. They'll be underway at the Etihad over on Talksport. That big game between Manchester City and Arsenal is off and running. Sam Matterface, Stuart Pearson, Perry Groves, your commentary team at the Etihad. But Ian Danter and Dean Ashton with you here at the London Stadium. Super game we've had so far here. 19 and a half minutes played. West Ham 1, Liverpool 1. Paquetá for West Ham. Gakpo with a quick response within 5 minutes for Liverpool. And here's Van Dijk on halfway. Plays the ball into the feet of Curtis Jones, 10 yards inside West Ham territory. He plays a quick 1-2 with Robertson. Works it back to Van Dijk on halfway. Paquetá comes to close down the space. Neat football from Liverpool to work it out to the left, and Robertson. Early ball tried to get Jota inside the box, left hand side. It was well intercepted by West Ham. Paquetá looking to roll his way past Curtis Jones, and Jones has fouled him, and West Ham have a free kick inside their own half, and Jurgen Klopp again is going absolutely tonto down beneath us. I don't know whether it's because of the challenge from Jones or whether he doesn't think it was a free kick, but he's not a happy bunny.
I love watching Jurgen Klopp, honestly. You know exactly what he's thinking. The actions that he uses is so obvious then what he wants from his players. He's kicking every ball, and he's not happy so far yet with Liverpool. I know the level, he's not happy yet with this performance.
Cresswell for West Ham, out to the left hand side, and Benrahma just inside the Liverpool half. 20 minutes gone on Talksport 2, 1 apiece. Paquetá dispossessed on halfway, but he won it back from Curtis Jones almost as soon as he'd lost it, because there was a real chance for a 3-on-2 counter-attack for Liverpool. Meantime, Jota wins the ball from Soufal, and he will launch a counter-attack for Liverpool down the left-hand side. He's got Robertson who's got ahead of him to the edge of the area, but Kurt Zouma sticks out a right boot and keeps it away from the Scot left-back. And West Ham have it in their possession, and Bowen inside his own half lays it off for Souček, but Souček, heavy touch, meant Liverpool won it back. Both sides surrendering possession quite cheaply at the moment.
And it's where both sides are at their weakest. When they lose the ball, turnover of possession, and they're out of position, it's when both sides are very, very good on the counter-attack.
1-1 the score. Robertson giving chase down the left-hand side. He'll keep it in play at the dead ball line. Doesn't hit the cross first time. In fact, he rolls it back 15 yards or so for Curtis Jones. Fabinho plays a little 1-2 with Alexander-Arnold in this roving right back into midfield position for Liverpool. Fabinho, left-hand corner of the box. Got two West Ham players in front of him. Lofts it to the far post looking for Salah, but it was deflected into the path of Benrahma. But his clearance doesn't reach halfway, and Matip has it back. What have you made, Dean Ashton, of this roving role that Alexander-Arnold has got? It's probably the first time you've seen it live, right?
I mean, he's a joy to watch, let's be honest. He does everything with so much quality. He's got great vision. He needs to be in there more, and that's why he is in there. And actually, it looks okay defensively with Matip going across and then Van Dijk going across, and Curtis Jones I think has got a really important role, because if Robertson does go, Jones then just needs to sit in, and he has a couple of times, and it just allows Alexander-Arnold that freedom. He's now on the left wing, Alexander-Arnold.
Here is Jones looking for Mo Salah out to the right hand side, right hand corner of the box. Cresswell backpedaling, Salah trying to get it onto his left and shoot goalwards. It was blocked by Rice, but here comes Joel Matip out to the right hand side, and Henderson floats across to the edge of the area looking for Curtis Jones, who can bring it down, but he couldn't get the shot away. Manchester City lead Arsenal. Kevin De Bruyne early in the game at the Etihad, live on Talksport, makes it Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0, and it's Nottingham Forest 0, Brighton 1. Facundo Buonanotte has scored For Brighton, could that be good night Forest in the Premier League? In the bottom three, of course, and they need their home form, which has been their saving grace, really, Forest, in what's given them half a chance, but they're behind. That's on the Talksport app. That game kicked off at 7:30, so there's about 5 minutes to half time at the City Ground. Here on Talksport 2, we're midway through the first half of the London Stadium, and it's West Ham 1, Liverpool 1. Remember, that Manchester City-Arsenal game is live on Talksport right now. First blood to Manchester City then. Out to the right-hand side. Liverpool bring the ball up to halfway. Salah comes into his own half. Neat ball back into the centre of his own half. Taken on by Virgil van Dijk. Jota lays it off for Fabinho. Declan Rice intercepts a crossfield ball, but then Liverpool win it back very strongly. Jota drifted out to the right-hand side for the moment. Finds Mo Salah. Jota continues his run into the area. Pulls it back for Curtis Jones. It's gone beyond Jones. And Jared Bowen at the edge of his own area just turns and fires the ball down to halfway, but nobody there in a claret and blue shirt. Liverpool having equalised, are carrying a bit more of a threat now coming forward, Dean Ashton.
They are, but West Ham have to do more. When they do win that back, Bowen there's just lumped it forwards. You've got to try and play their way out, West Ham, like they did for the goal. And this is what we saw against Newcastle. They just started whacking it, and Newcastle then really started to dominate the game.
It's a free kick as John Matip brought down Mikel Antonio inside the West Ham half as Antonio sort of nodded it past and tried to run round Matip to launch a counter-attack. Stopped by Matip, so West Ham have a free kick inside their own half. You're listening to West Ham 1, Liverpool 1 on Talksport 2 with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. Jared Bowen inside the box, right-hand side. Tries to get across him, but there were two Liverpool players there blocking the cross. One of them did, and Curtis Jones wins a throw in the end off Thomas Souček. 1-1 the score.
I think the pattern is set. It's going to be Liverpool with most of the ball, trying to build their way up, trying to get Trent into an advanced position, and then have those runners of Mo Salah. Van Dijk tries to rake one out to Mo.
Salah's knocked it down to Henderson. Salah gets it back and trying to feed it through for Gakpo. Inside left position. West Ham only get it half clear. Jota fires over the bar on the half volley. Suddenly broke for Diogo Jota inside the box. He had to take it quickly as the ball bounced in front of him. So maybe not quite a half volley, and he just couldn't keep it down. Goal kick, 1-1.
Difficult chance. As that rises, you've got to hit it on the side volley. You've got to get it perfect. And like you said, it came at him very quick because it ricocheted off the West Ham defender. But still, 12 yards out on the side volley. You'd expect with the form he's in to have kept that down. You're better off stinging that into the floor.
It was Zuma who tried to clear it, and it just came off Jordan Henderson so quickly to Jota, but the ball was at about shin height as he tried to keep it down. Once again, we're seeing on our monitors the reaction of Jurgen Klopp, which, as you can imagine, was pretty frustrated. 1-1 it stays on Talksport 2. Paquetá's giving it away now for West Ham. Got to try and get a grip of the game now, West Ham. When they, in the build-up to when they scored the goal, they were doing the right things right, but Liverpool are certainly growing in confidence here, Dean Ashton.
They are. It's very easy to drop very, very deep as a West Ham side. You've got to get out. You know, if you're that deep, they're just going to dominate the play, and it's going to be very difficult to get out yourselves. I'd rather see Antonio stay right up there rather than drop very, very deep, which he is at the moment.
West Ham have lost as many as they have won here at the London Stadium in the Premier League, 6 apiece, with 4 draws and 21 goals both scored and conceded. And they've won it back with Declan Rice. And he's released Mikel Antonio, who's gone down the left-hand side. He's level with the Liverpool box. He needs support. Benrahma's in there now. Bowen's in there too. But Antonio, in trying to win a corner, I think, off Matip, actually came off the West Ham number 9 last of all. And Liverpool have a goal kick as we edge towards the half-hour mark on Talksport 2. West Ham 1, Liverpool 1.
Yeah, interesting battle in the middle there. Declan Rice against Henderson. Rice has dominated his England teammates so far on that right-hand side for Liverpool. And then Antonio just didn't do enough, did he? He faced Matip up 1v1. It wasn't a trick there, he just tried to go on the outside. Matip read it.
It's currently West Ham 1, Liverpool 1. And for the latest odds, head to 888 Sport, the official betting partner of Talksport 2's Premier League coverage, where right now West Ham to win is 3-1, the draw 12-5, Liverpool still a shade of odds on as they were before kick-off at 5-6. That's all thanks to 888 Sport, made to challenge, made to debate, made to play, 18+, begambleaware.org. Curtis Jones on the halfway line for Liverpool. Rolls the ball out left to Robertson. Infield it goes to Alexander-Arnold. And when Alexander-Arnold comes infield, they don't play a back three, do they, Dean Ashton? It's not like Robertson shifts across 10 yards infield. He stays as a left back. It's really intriguing.
It is, but it means Benrahma has to drift in narrow. So you're asking questions of the opposition.
Here's Diogo Jota for Liverpool. Just taking the game down to walking pace for the moment. Down the left-hand side with West Ham attacking the Bobby Moore stand end to our left-hand side of the London Stadium in this first half. We've got our usual vantage point behind the dugouts, way up in the bottom of the top tier here in the main stand. An overhit pass from Joel Matip intended for Jota. Drifts out of play. More live football tomorrow. The remaining Premier League games, 3 of them are all on the Talksport network. Spurs against Manchester United on Talksport, Everton against Newcastle on Talksport 2, and El Clasico, at least one person calls it, Southampton against Bournemouth. That's on the Talksport app. 7 o'clock start again on Talksport with Adrian and the team for all the build-up. Goals so far in the Premier League tonight. Brighton lead at Nottingham Forest, and Manchester City in that title tussle are 1-0 up against Arsenal through Kevin De Bruyne. That game continues on Talksport, and the Forest-Brighton game continues on the Talksport app. Meanwhile, here on Talksport 2 at the London Stadium, Liverpool at 1-1, work the ball out to the right-hand side, and Mo Salah. Alexander-Arnold infield, hits an early ball looking for Curtis Jones. What a ball, fully 50 yards, played it blind as well, but he seemed to know exactly where Curtis Jones was. Jones now approaching the penalty area, left-hand corner of it, faced up by Soufal. Plays a little 1-2 with Robertson, still has it Jones, looks for Robertson, will he hit a crossing? He works it back instead, back to Jones, and further infield to Fabinho. Fabinho's going to go for goal, and he arrows it well wide. We were right behind that. That's a good 15 yards wide. Fabianski's left-hand post. Goal kick. There's less than a quarter of an hour to half-time on Talksport 2. One apiece.
I just felt that were the wrong decision, that from Fabinho. They'd worked the ball well out on this left-hand side. Curtis Jones and Robertson exchanging a couple of passes. Eventually find the free man in Fabinho, and then that was a bit of a waste.
Liverpool again winning the ball. They're seeing a lot of possession, having got themselves level. Zuma steps in front of Jota to win the ball back as Liverpool try to thread the ball through the eye of a needle. Rice can't get the ball away from Fabinho. It's back with the visitors once again at Alexander-Arnold. Infield to Jota. Now Andrew Robertson, the left back, who's a good 10 yards inside West Ham territory at the moment. Fabinho, and back with Virgil van Dijk. Henderson now comes short and works it back to the Dutch defender. Now he looks for Robertson out on this near side, but that was easy enough for Bowen to head clear, and then Bowen heads the ball out under pressure from Robertson for a Liverpool throw, but they take it quickly, and West Ham are chasing shadows at the minute here, Dean Ashton.
But they're used to this. This is how they do play a lot against the better sides. They sit in deep, they're organised, they're saying, come on, you try and break us down when we're in this formation, nice and narrow and tight.
Matip, infield for Jones, back to the halfway line, and patient once again from Liverpool as Van Dijk starts to set up play. Alexander-Arnold chips the ball up to the edge of the area looking for the run of Henderson. West Ham get it half clear, and then there's a foul. There's 2 West Ham players on the deck, and the home side will get a free kick, 5 yards ahead of their own 18-yard line. There's more EFL action for you on Friday night, this has got implications at both ends of the Championship table. Blackpool in 23rd against Millwall in 7th. Blackpool all but relegated if they lose at Bloomfield Road. Millwall can go up to 5th ahead of Saturday's games if they get the win. Our coverage starts at 7 p.m. here on Talksport 2 on Friday night. Your home of the EFL, Blackpool, Millwall. Should be a very entertaining game by the seaside. Nottingham Forest level against Brighton on the Talksport app. An own goal from Pascal Gross makes it 1-1 at the City Ground. That's right on half-time, remember, in a 7:30 kick-off. 1-1 here too between West Ham and Liverpool. But here come Liverpool again. Robertson galloping into the West Ham half. Plenty of green grass in front of him. Carries it up to the edge of the area. Finds Salah. Tees it up for Henderson, but in steps Declan Rice to win it back for West Ham. But then he runs into Alexander-Arnold, who wins it back and sends the ball back into the box. And Zuma again screws a clearance over the halfway line, but he had to get something on it because Gakpo was right behind him 6 yards out if he missed it. Corner Liverpool, 1-1.
Brilliant from Declan Rice to start with, and then poor decision making when he then had the ball. Alexander-Arnold then pinched it off him and went and whipped across in nice and early, right in behind the back line of West Ham. Zuma in the end sort of slashed at it. There wasn't any control to that, but Trent Alexander-Arnold has been an absolute joy so far in this half.
The amount of times he found Robertson on Saturday in the game I saw against Forest. Here's Robertson's corner. Van Dijk goes up 6 yards out but can't connect. It goes out for a goal kick in the end. Souček was the man trying to put him off, and Van Dijk just couldn't get the connection. It skimmed off his forehead and out of play for a West Ham goal kick. And West Ham fans just trying to encourage their team to get hold of the ball a bit more. 10 to half time, 1-1.
Yeah, I think Van Dijk feels as if he's just about to get this, and Souček is there just to almost bundle his body into Van Dijk as he's about to head it, and he couldn't then get the right direction on it. Mo Salah's disappointed because it just flashed across him. He wasn't anticipating. But I mean, Liverpool have had 75% of the possession. Well, no wonder this crowd are just starting to grumble a little.
That Nottingham Forest Brighton game is half time at 1-1. Liverpool send the ball up to the edge of the area. Zuma, cushioned header, neatly done for Aguerd. Paquetá plays the ball down to Cresswell. Cresswell plays the ball up to halfway. He was looking for Ben Rama, and that's a handball by Souček. Clearly handball to take it away from the Liverpool player. I think it was Gakpo. That's a free kick to Liverpool. And actually, Souček's lucky not to get a yellow card for that. 1-1.
Yeah, he's trying to plead his innocence, but just lent into that, and Liverpool back with the ball, controlling every single West Ham player back in their own half.
Alexander-Arnold pretty much by the centre spot, clips it to his right for Joel Matip, who's the one change made by Jurgen Klopp tonight. He kept the same team for 3 games in a row, but with 4 games in 11 days coming up for Liverpool, changes were always likely, but Konate, out injured, forced his hand anyway. Matip goes back to his keeper, Alisson. He plays the ball out to Salah on the far side, but it goes over Salah's head and out of play for a throw to West Ham, pretty much bang on halfway. So elsewhere, still 0-0 between Chelsea and Brentford. Still 1-0 Manchester City in the title tussle, live on Talksport. Early goal from Kevin De Bruyne. And Sheffield United, West Bromwich goalless in the Championship. Remember, if Sheffield United win tonight, they're promoted along with Burnley automatically back to the Premier League. Back with Liverpool and their goalkeeper Alisson wearing his long socks and skins and looks like he's got tracky bottoms on, but he hasn't really. Now Robertson, slightly lazy touch from him, but he still managed to win a throw of Jared Bowen down this near side, and the ball's thrown back in by Robertson early for Van Dijk. Are West Ham doing anything wrong's probably the wrong word, but could West Ham be doing anything different at this point?
Yeah, where's that intensity that we saw second half against Arsenal? Yeah, the intensity levels isn't there.
Curtis Jones down the left hand side of the area for Liverpool, works it back to Diogo Jota. Lovely ball in field to Fabinho, doesn't have a go at goal this time. and instead he clips it back to Joel Matip, centre of the half. He might have a go. He was looking to set himself for a shot. It's teed up for Henderson, out to the right hand side. Salah floated into the near post, and it just goes beyond the far post with Jota coming in front of Fabianski. I think Henderson got a touch, and it just went the wrong side of the post for Liverpool, and West Ham have a goal kick. 1-1.
Jordan Henderson here was outstanding. He was so sharp in terms of his mind. You know, that ball got played into him firm. He just already had an idea what he wanted to do. He flicked it around the corner to Gakpo, received it back inside the area, little flick out towards Salah. He then makes a run and flicks the header on. Jota's there and he just can't quite reach it. He's stretching with the header, can't get enough on it.
Chelsea 0, Brentford 1 on the Talksport app. And another own goal tonight. We've seen one from Brighton to get Forest level, and Cesar Azpilicueta has put the ball into his own net. So the West London derby going the way of Brentford. So Brentford, as it stands, up to 9th in the table. West Ham are going to stay in 14th with the point that they're earning here. Liverpool will stay in 7th and move on to 51 points. So a draw really doesn't do either side any good. Liverpool are going for the win. You can see the way that they've gone about their business since equalising through Gakpo. But here come West Ham. Antonio got Benrahma through the middle. Tried to find him, but too late. By the time he'd set himself up to release the ball out left for Benrahma, Liverpool had players back and one possession back. 5 to the break, 1-1.
I thought Matip did well, actually. Matip just put himself to make Antonio question whether he could have got that ball through to Benrahma, and then he took an extra touch, and then the angle was gone because Alexander-Arnold was there. I think that was excellent from Matip.
Now here's Alexander-Arnold for Liverpool in the centre circle, in this central role. Lovely ball over the top, looking for Gakpo. Great header from Zuma. Had to make it, and did make it. And West Ham guide it down for Jared Bowen inside his own half. Gets away for a moment from Robertson, and now he skips away down this near touchline, well fed by Paqueta. Again Benrahma's in space, and they fed him left hand side. He's one-on-one with Henderson, gets into the area. Benrahma across the face of goal. How did Antonio miss it? Sliding into the far post. I don't know how Mikel Antonio has not put West Ham back in front. It was rolled across the face of goal so slowly, and it's ended up being a corner.
Van Dijk, that's why. Van Dijk at the last second. Antonio is, you're right, about to just side foot this in, and there's Van Dijk stretching, just gets a toenail on it, just to flick it behind. A brilliant bit of play by Paqueta on the left hand, on the right hand side, out to Benrahma. Brilliant from Van Dijk.
So Antonio ended up in the goal, but the ball didn't. Corner kick. Bowen sends it into the near post. Flicks on Antonio, skims it wide. And that was right in front of goal. There was a flick on at the near post, I think, by Declan Rice. And Antonio in front of goal. Couldn't get the direction on the header, but that's more like it for the locals. 1-1.
Exactly, more direct, wasn't it? From West Ham, getting the ball forward quickly, putting pressure on Liverpool, and then from that subsequent corner, lovely flat delivery, flick on from Rice, and Antonio, unfortunately, in wrestling himself free, he's just at the wrong body angle to then head that towards goal.
That's the former West Ham striker Dean Ashton. You can hear alongside me Ian Danter here at the London Stadium. 3 minutes of normal time in this first half remaining. West Ham United 1, Liverpool 1. Elsewhere, Manchester City 1 up on Arsenal, Brentford 1 up at Chelsea, and Forest Brighton has reached half-time with a score at 1 apiece at the City Ground. Here's Henderson for Liverpool, right-hand side of the area, cross to the far post. Jones tries to go up with a header, but Jared Bowen stuck to him. Ball's only half cleared. Fabinho goes for goal, but it's straight to Fabianski. Very comfortable claim from the Polish goalkeeper. Again, Liverpool get a shot across West Ham's bows. 1-1 approaching half-time here.
Yeah, Henderson's an issue because he's able to just run off the back of Declan Rice and in towards that gap that's left by Salah and Alexander-Arnold when they're switching positions. A couple of times he's found himself in a good position. Henderson, good ball to the back post, and I'm afraid Curtis Jones didn't want any part of that header because he was favourite, and he let Bowen come back in, shrug him away and win the header. He should be powering that header in.
Robertson for Liverpool goes back to his keeper Alisson as we reach the last couple of minutes of this first half on Talksport 2. Matip. Good ball along the deck to find Henderson inside his own half. Infield for Alexander-Arnold. Lovely ball back for Henderson. Plays it infield to Salah just inside the West Ham half. He drives the ball, Salah, out to Gakpo. Left-hand side, coming infield. Salah once again, centre of the West Ham half. Plays it to his right and Alexander-Arnold. Plenty of options forward for Alexander-Arnold in white shirts, but he plays the ball backwards to square instead to Fabinho, and it's worked back to Van Dijk and Matip. Matip along the deck for Salah, inside right position. Now, coming forward down the right-hand side is Jota just for the moment. Jones finds Alexander-Arnold again, centre of the half. Intriguing ball up to the edge of the area, trying to find Jota. West Ham clear, looking for Antonio. Matip will get there first, and Alexander-Arnold back doing his defensive duties will tidy up 1-1.
The only problem is when Alexander-Arnold goes into that midfield position and Salah stays narrow and as a forward almost, and Jota goes as a forward and Jones is in, then there's just also narrow. There's just nowhere to go. There's no width for Liverpool, and they just found then that very difficult to play it through West Ham.
Alisson just playing chicken with Saïd Benrahma there, waiting for him to get right on top of him before he played the ball out. I saw Emi Martinez doing that all night last night for Aston Villa, daring the Fulham forwards to come close to him, and then he released the pass. Liverpool coming forward towards the end of the half. Henderson, middle of the West Ham half of the field, finds Salah. Now Fabinho looks for Curtis Jones. Robertson free on the overlap left hand side, but instead they've gone infield into traffic and Gakpo couldn't find a teammate, but it is kept by Liverpool. We're into 2 minutes of minimum added time at the end of this first half on Talksport 2 with the score at 1-1. Joel Matip looks back to halfway and Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool have really dominated possession, as Dean Ashton's been saying. Still at least 2/3 of the ball, in fact 3/4 of the ball have been West Ham's in this first half. But it's all square, and the West Ham fans just trying to rally the troops at the end of the half as the ball sent up to the edge of the area. Aguerd heads clear for West Ham, but Bowen's further header clear just drops for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Curtis Jones now looks out to the left-hand side for Robertson. We're in stoppage time on Talksport 2 at the end of the first half, 1-1. Alexander-Arnold again picks it up 10 yards inside the West Ham half. Quick ball from Jones to find Gakpo. Almost trod on the ball, but works it in field for Henderson. Henderson knows Salah's at the right-hand corner of the box. Salah played a first-time ball into the edge of the area. West Ham only got it half clear. It's back with Alexander-Arnold, trying to slide it through for Robertson. Again, there's a West Ham boot there at the edge of the area with a vital touch to keep it away from the Liverpool left-back. Throw, 1-1.
It's all too intricate though. I think West Ham will be happy with that.
Throw-in taken quickly by Robertson. We're into the second minute of the minimum 2 that have been added on by Chris Kavanagh at the end of this first half on Talksport 2. Van Dijk, ball at his feet, clips it just to his left from Robertson on the halfway line. Bowen standing in front of him, so it's back in field to Van Dijk. Fires the ball looking for Henderson, but it's intercepted by Cresswell. Maybe one last chance in this half for West Ham to get forward. Antonio out on the far side of the field, motors past his man. Great run from Michail Antonio into the box. Benrahma with his back to goal. Can he tee up a teammate? Tries to tee up Paquetá. Shoots goal, was half-hearted, claims for handball. Waved away by Chris Kavanagh, and Alisson has the ball at his feet, and Chris Kavanagh blows the half-time whistle, and it is one apiece in a very entertaining first half. Players back out, referee back out. I don't see any changes for the start of the second half. It'll be Fabianski in goal for West Ham. Supal, Zuma, Aguerd and Cresswell in the back four. Souček, Rice, Paquetá in midfield. Bowen, Antonio, Benrahma up front. And for Liverpool, Alisson the keeper, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson at the back. Henderson, Fabinho, Jones in midfield. Salah, Gakpo and Jota in attack. Chris Kavanagh just checks his watch, checks with his assistants, and West Ham get us back underway in this second half on Talksport 2. Wearing the claret and blue, heading for the Bobby Moore stand away to our left in the second half. Liverpool in their change strip of white with a slightly graded grey colour in front of those shirts, and they'll be attacking the Trevor Brooking stand, and that's where the Liverpool travelling support is. Liverpool just defending at the moment in their own 18-yard box, cleared up towards the halfway line. Zuma gets a foot in front of his man, but then there's a foul on Fabinho. It gives Liverpool a free kick level with the edge of their own penalty area. Liverpool have never been in the top four at any point this season. There is still a notional target that they could get there. Remember, they played every possible fixture in all competitions last season. Maybe that, Dean Ashton, is why we might have seen something of a drop-off in performance from that season to this, because of the sheer volume of football they had to play.
Yeah, they've had their injury issues as well. Oh, that's a poor pass from Alisson.
Here's Benrahma, left-hand side for West Ham United. Leaves it for Declan Rice down the left-hand side. Can he get to the byline? It was well intercepted by Matip, but it goes out of play for a throw. 2-0 to Manchester City. Bang on half-time. It's John Stones, is it, that's got the goal? Right on half-time, Manchester City 2, Arsenal 0. They're going to go within 2 points of the Arsenal and have games in hand, Manchester City. And it's half-time in the Championship at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Here's Mikel Antonio for West Ham at 1-1 here at the London Stadium. Liverpool get the ball clear. Jota carrying the ball forward, looking for Salah on this near side, but it's ricocheted off a Liverpool boot as West Ham try and win it back. That's a throw down the left-hand side for the hosts, to be taken by Aaron Cresswell. 1-1.
He's been quiet, hasn't he, Salah? And the only issue you have with Alexander-Arnold going into that midfield role, it means that then Salah has to keep the width, and he's then further away from your goal, and he ends up just receiving it and then just giving it back. You want him running towards the opposition's goal. He hasn't really done that yet.
Header from Fabinho, nearly presented the ball to Jared Bowen 25 yards out, but good defending in the end by Virgil van Dijk. West Ham have won it back on halfway. Neat ball in field by Paquetá to Rice, but Rice had Cody Gakpo right on him in an instant, and the ball's worked back to Lucas Fabianski. Right footed clearance up to halfway. Robertson heads it back into the West Ham half, but Rice gets the touch first, tries to send Bowen away down the right, but it was anticipated by Virgil van Dijk, and back it goes to Alisson. 1-1. We played 3 minutes of the second half. Liverpool in possession with Fabinho.
Yeah, and it's... I don't think this is what West Ham want. They don't want the tempo to be really slow and allow Liverpool to control. Out of possession, West Ham have still got to be more intense, and then I think they can go a bit more direct when they do get it.
Here's Benrahma trying to be direct for West Ham, midway point of the Liverpool half, as they attack the Bobby Moore stand to our left. Bowen out to the right hand side. Soufal with a first time ball, comfortable header clear for Van Dijk, but it's straight at Thomas Souček. Straight out to Soufal again, right hand side. Earlier ball in, looking for Antonio. Again a good header clear at the back from Liverpool's defenders. Salah almost gave the ball away to Declan Rice, but the ball breaks for Jordan Henderson. Gakpo making a run through the middle. I think he's going to be offside, but he won't get there before Fabianski comes out to the edge of his area anyway, and the ball's out of play, and it'll be a throw to Liverpool out on the far side. 1-1.
Yeah, and the flag didn't go up in the end, so if Henderson could have produced that ball with a bit less pace on it, Gakpo would have been in with an opportunity. Good goalkeeping though, Fabianski. So many of the goalkeepers now, their starting position is much higher, looking to come out and stop those passes in behind.
Manchester City 2, Arsenal 0 is now a half-time score over on Talksport. Full second half commentary of that game to come, and they're back underway at the Bridge on the Talksport app. Brentford leading at half-time by a goal to 0. And it's still 1-1 on the Talksport app at the City Ground, well into the second half there. They've been playing for what, a good 20 minutes I would say. Nottingham Forest 1, Brighton 1. Rice for West Ham, finds Antonio out to this near side, the left-hand touchline. Benrahma, Cresswell out there with him. Benrahma trying to go in between two defenders, still got it, wriggling into the area. Rolls it back to Declan Rice, urged to shoot, but there's too many Liverpool players in front of him. Rice has it again, rolls his foot on the ball, plays it out to the near side of the left and Cresswell. Ben Rama on the overlap, in slides Henderson, and it's out to play for West Ham's first corner of the game, and they win it 5 minutes into the second half, 1-1.
Good movement from Ben Rama, just in behind Alexander-Arnold. Henderson, of course, doing that supporting role from that right hand side, slid in. He's a bit unlucky, actually. I think that was a goal kick. I mean, it's hard to tell, to be honest.
Well, Cresswell has the corner kick on this near side to us, the left at the Bobby Moore end, a left-footed outswinger from the West Ham number 3. Antonio around the penalty spot, comes into the near post, flicked away by Matip, and Alisson will pounce on the loose ball. It's a little bit harum-scarum for a moment inside the Liverpool penalty area, but they deal with it. And then Alisson tried to release Diogo Jota quickly down the left-hand side. He stretched and kept the ball in play on the halfway line on the far side, but in doing so gave the ball straight back to Fabianski. In fact, the ball went out of play to a throw-in. 1-1.
Alisson, distribution's been poor. He's putting West Ham under pressure with a poor pass or just giving the ball back to West Ham.
There's Aguerd, poor distribution from him. I mean, goalkeepers are getting better and better at the distribution side of things. It's more the rule rather than the exception now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and Alisson is, I would say, is very good at it. But just tonight, I think his decision-making's been poor. And then the execution also. It's been a slow start, hasn't it, to the second half, both sides.
They need a bit of a rocket. Both Jurgen Klopp and David Moyes men. It's Liverpool in possession inside their own half with Fabinho. There are plenty of substitutes warming up down beneath us. I can see Flynn Downs down there for West Ham. Darwin Nunez is warming up. Luis Diaz. Plenty of players that can come on and change the game for either side. Ben Rama down the left-hand side for West Ham. 3 Liverpool players around him, gets past all of them, plays the ball into the near post, and Alisson holds on to it well inside the 6-yard box. Lovely quick twinkle toes from side Ben Rama though, down the left-hand side. 1-1 that stays.
Gorgeous, wasn't it? The footwork from Ben Rama, just glued to his foot as he whipped it round Matip.
That's what he's in the side for, I guess, Dean.
Well, we saw it, didn't we, at Brentford in the Championship. He was just awesome, wasn't he, once he started to dribble.
Part of that BMW front line with Watkinson and Bumo. Here at West Ham, keeping out Pablo Fornals, who scored that scorpion kick on Saturday at Bournemouth. West Ham unchanged from that win tonight. 8 minutes gone in the second half, 1-1 on Talksport 2. Liverpool work the ball into the West Ham half. It's out on the left-hand side with Curtis Jones. 3 Liverpool players standing around the 18-yard line. It's back now with Jordan Henderson, who's popped up inside left. Back in field to Alexander-Arnold in this quarterback position, almost, I guess you could call it. I don't know, I mean, they're going to have to come up with a name for this position that somebody like Alexander-Arnold plays, because it is not conventional. Again, the West Ham fans trying to get behind their team, but Liverpool they're slowing the game down more than West Ham are, I would say, Dean Ashton.
Oh, in possession they're very slow, and there's not much movement either, really, especially not in behind.
And then West Ham win it back on halfway. Paqueta finds Antonio. Ben Rama again calling for it out this near side. Left-hand corner of the box, back in field to Antonio. Rolls it back to the centre of the half. Declan Rice spots Soufal in space, right-hand side. Cross into the near post, looking for Souček. Great header clear by Van Dijk. Brilliant defending. And Liverpool try and counter with Gakpo. Looks for Mo Salah. Salah has got Jota, left-hand corner of the area. Jota tries to give it back to Salah. Great foot in from Declan Rice defending this time to stop Liverpool getting it on goal. 1-1.
Brilliant from Declan Rice. Not only does he spot it, as Bowen's away.
Bowen's away, onside, right-hand side, into the area. Faced up by Van Dijk. Goes for goal! Jared Bowen! Fires West Ham back in front. Unerring drive with his left foot, having gone away down the right-hand side. Check back inside Van Dijk and check out the shot. Fired past Alisson into the the bottom corner, and West Ham are back in front at the London Stadium with 10 minutes gone in the second half. VAR will take a look, but as it stands, it's West Ham 2, Liverpool 1.
Another stunning goal in this game. Jared Bowen, once he gets himself away on that right hand side, all he wants to do is get it onto that left foot of his. It's just whether he goes too early. It's going to be very, very tight. But once he stands up Van Dijk, it's just a shift and shoot. Jinks it onto his left and smashes it at the same time. It's a brilliant finish, arrowed into the far corner.
So the VAR logo has come up, and the goal stands. Does it? No, it's a free kick. It's no goal, it's offside against Jared Bowen. So it stays at 1-1, and the Liverpool fans to our right in the Trevor booking end celebrate. Bowen just went too soon, Dean Ashton.
Yeah, it didn't take them long, did it? I think it was pretty obvious in the end. What a shame, because it was a great finish from Jared Bowen.
Well, maybe that'll wake both teams up, that didn't lead to anything ultimately, but it was VAR to rule out that goal. Big goal at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Danilo, the midfielder, with about 20 minutes to go.
That home form for Nottingham Forest.
Well, you do wonder whether that's going to be ultimately what helps them, because the away form isn't going to. Only one win all season on their travels for Forest. I think that was at Southampton, if I remember rightly. But they are 2-1 up on Brighton, maybe suffering a bit of a post-FA Cup semi-final hangover. Brighton, we're with them on Saturday afternoon at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers here on Talksport 2. So as it stands, Forest 2, Brighton 1, Chelsea 0, Brentford 1, Manchester City 2, Arsenal 0, and here on Talksport 2 with 12 minutes gone in the second half, West Ham 1, Liverpool 1. But Liverpool have just had a scare with Bowen firing the ball into the net, only for offside to rule it out. Ball bounces just over halfway. Gakpo helps it on brilliantly for Salah, charging in for the right-hand side, tries to get the shot away again, gets a vital foot in, and West Ham get it half clear. Alexander-Arnold goes for goal, a wild effort over the top, goal kick to West Ham United, but just for a moment it looked like the Egyptian was away, but Aguerd had other ideas. 1-1.
He's deceptively quick, Aguerd. Once he gets those big long legs moving, he can cover the ground very, very quickly. You'd think Mo Salah, once he's away, there's no catching him, but he just strides towards Mo Salah, and then he's too strong for him. Eventually makes the block as well.
Well, a couple of changes for Liverpool, who are making switches from the bench first. Thiago is coming on for Jordan Henderson, and Jota is being withdrawn. Luis Diaz, another player crucial to Jurgen Klopp on his way back from long-term injury, is on to replace him. Henderson might feel a little aggrieved at being taken off at this point, Dean Aston. I don't know. We're approaching the hour mark here, 1-1.
It doesn't feel like he rarely plays 90 minutes, Jordan Henderson. It tends to be him that comes off pretty early.
So fresh legs on in midfield and attack for Liverpool. 1-1 the score. Nearly an hour gone on Talksport 2 at the London Stadium between the sides who started the night in 14th and 7th place respectively. You're listening to West Ham 1, Liverpool 1 on Talksport 2 with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. 3 more games tomorrow. Spurs against Manchester United on Talksport. Everton against Newcastle here on Talksport 2. Southampton against Bournemouth on the Talksport app. Our coverage starts at 7 p.m. on Talksport. Liverpool in possession with Alexander-Arnold, finding Van Dijk. 10 yards shy of the halfway line. It's with Van Dijk once more. Gets his head up, but just squares it to his right for Alexander-Arnold. He plays a lovely ball through the halfway line along the deck for Gakpo. Now a chance for Curtis Jones to drive forward to the left-hand corner of the penalty area. keeps hold of the ball with his back to goal, lays it off to Fabinho, out to the left hand side, and Andy Robertson. Diaz is down the touchline, his first touch goes down, wants a free kick. Chris Kavanagh says play on, and Jared Bowen trying to bulldoze his way down that far touchline, but can't keep possession for West Ham. Here's Gakpo for Liverpool, just pirouettes on the ball midway point of the West Ham half. Diaz out to the left hand side, and Curtis Jones plays a little 1-2 with Andy Robertson. The Scots got it again, and now Diaz once again might make room for a cross here, level with the edge of the area, flicks it back in field for Robertson. He has to send it back to Fabinho, and then to Virgil van Dijk. West Ham, everybody behind the ball from the midway point of their own half. Liverpool works it left to right. Matip plays it in field for Thiago. Thiago gets in a bit of a mess, loses out, and Declan Rice will bring the ball clear. Oh, lovely touch from Ben Rama. Waited for Matip to come in at him, let the ball run across his body, and got the ball away from his man. Here's ball down the left hand side from Paquetá, but it's overhit for Ben Rama, and Liverpool have it back. 1-1 it stays. Just over an hour gone. Dean Ashton.
It's too slow though from Liverpool. If you're going to cut through this West Ham block defence, it's got to be quicker, the movement's got to be great. It's all a bit pedestrian really from Liverpool's point of view.
Curtis Jones down the left hand side with Luis Diaz. Great skill from Diaz. Can he get the cross in? Plays it to the edge of the area, gets it back from Robertson, then fired a ball across the 18-yard line. Again was there. Ben Rama skies it into the East London night air, and then Paquetá goes down. Ball was won by Fabinho, indicated by referee Chris Kavanagh. Diaz finds Gakpo, and thought very launched the shot that got Liverpool level. Now it's back with Thiago. Plays it back as a square to Van Dijk. Again, West Ham have got everybody behind the ball, really compressing the play inside their own half. Left hand side for Liverpool, Luis Diaz got a bit of space to move into, approaching the edge of the area. Toe pokes it through to the edge of the box, but it won't find Thiago. Slightly desperate clearance from Cresswell though, and Liverpool have got West Ham hemmed in here.
They have, but all the space is out wide.
Now a diagonal ball for Curtis Jones, knotted down for Luis Diaz, tried to improvise a curling shot from the left hand corner of the box, but he was off balance, leaning back slightly, and the ball went well wide for a West Ham goal kick. 62 gone on Talksport 2, 1-1.
Yeah, I mean the West Ham are really narrow, really compact, all the space is out wide, so maybe Alexander-Arnold wants to be in there, but Thiago's in there, so they're almost treading on each other's toes. Maybe Trent needs to just go, okay, for a couple of minutes I'm going to go on the outside of Mo Salah where all that space is, and Robertson the same, and just really try and open up that West Ham defence and stretch them.
Bit of a meeting going on between the West Ham coaching staff. David Moyes and his backroom team must be discussing what they can do from the bench. Liverpool have made 2 changes. Here's Antonio for West Ham, runs into Fabinho, and Liverpool have it back on the halfway line with Curtis Jones. 1-1 the score on Talksport 2. Jones is giving it away to Declan Rice. He tries to lay it off for Souček, but Souček's dispossessed. Salah finds Jones. 4 forward for Liverpool here. Luis Diaz inside the area, left hand side, plenty back to the edge of the area. It's teed up for Thiago, and then Alexander-Arnold lifts it over the bar. Wasteful from the Liverpool 66. Can't find the route to goal, and it's West Ham's goal kick. 1-1.
Well, he really makes the wrong decision, but that was because Gakpo was in just down his right hand side. All he had to do is just lay it into him. Instead, he knows he's got the confidence and the ability to bend this into the top corner from outside of the area. Makes a bit of a mess of it in the end, up and over.
That's Dean Ashton alongside me, Ian Danter. You're listening to West Ham 1. Trying to invent a score there. West Ham 1, Liverpool 1. On Talksport 2 with Now Sports. Don't forget that with Now Sports you can stream the Premier League live without a contract from £11.99. Search Now Sports. It's 18 plus, stream via the internet, and terms apply. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here from the London Stadium, all square, with just over a quarter of the game to go. Liverpool 9 points off 4th place at the start of the night. Remember, Manchester United go to Spurs tomorrow night live on Talksport. How much pressure can Liverpool apply to those teams above them with what they get here? They're only getting a point at the moment. They will want all three. Thiago fires the ball out to Luis Diaz on the Liverpool left, level with the area, taking on Soufal down to the byline. Soufal puts it behind, corner kick to Liverpool, 1-1.
Yeah, that's the space. Luis Diaz just stayed out there. Good ball out by Thiago, and he's 1v1 against Soufal. You'd fancy him against Soufal, and he just didn't get the crossing when he had the chance. He got past him, allowed him to get back.
So a corner kick to Liverpool, where the Billy Bonds stand opposite us meets the Trevor Brookings, so it'll be a left-footed outswinger from Andrew Robertson. Zonal marking from West Ham around their 6-yard box. Plenty of Liverpool players standing just to the right of the penalty spot, making their runs now. Delivered by Robertson. Van Dijk went in there, drops at the edge of the area. It was Diaz who fired the shot, and Matip tried the shot, blocked on the line, and it's put behind for another corner for Liverpool. West Ham cleared off the line from Joel Matip there, stays 1-1.
Well, Matip has a header, first of all blocked by Gakpo, and then when it bounces back to him, he just shovels it towards goal. And again it was blocked. The first header from Matip hits Gakpo. Does it hit Gakpo again, maybe? Gakpo's right in front of Fabianski. He blocks the first one. No, it's Fabianski who is actually behind Gakpo, who jumps out of the way for the second one. Fabianski with his knee gets it away.
So another corner, Liverpool's 5th of the game, out on the left-hand side, again for Andrew Robertson to take. Last corner caused all sorts of problems. Whipped in again by Robertson. Oh, what a header from Matip that time! And Liverpool lead at the London Stadium. Bullet header from Joel Matip, denied just moments ago by Lucas Fabianski, but not to be denied from the next corner from Andrew Robertson. Fantastic header from Joel Matip, his first goal of the season for Liverpool, and he's put them in front with a quarter of the game to go at West Ham. West Ham 1, Liverpool 2.
Blink and you miss it. It's an absolute bullet header from Joel Matip. Well, he's just headed the first one from the first set piece, and you then let him have a free run. Nobody picks him up. Antonio lets him run past you. Poor marking from West Ham's point of view. Well, they're so good at set plays, you've got to be tight, and he just powers it. Fabianski doesn't even move.
There is zonal marking, and there's the problems associated with it. First Premier League goal of the season for Joel Matip, and Liverpool are in front, and they are putting pressure on those above them in the race for a European place next season. We did say on Saturday in commentary at Nottingham Forest there were 24 points to play for. If Liverpool managed to get sort of extraordinary Tottenham managed last year when they ended up 4th, you just never know. So 2-1 here. 2-1 late on at home to Brighton. Chelsea still trailing at home to Brentford. Both those games, the Forest game and the Chelsea game, on the Talksport app, but Chelsea's game kicked off the same time as this one. And Manchester City 2-0 up on Arsenal, live on Talksport, closing the gap of the table to just 2 points, and they will have games in hand, Manchester City, and a double change ready for West Ham United. Danny Ings and Maxwell Cornet are going to be introduced the next time the ball goes out of play. And they'll have just over 20 minutes, those two players, to try and affect the outcome of this game. Coming off for Ings, I guess that's sort of standard David Moyes move, like swap up front, and Ben Rama makes way for Cornet, the arrival from Burnley. So West Ham have made a double change. What do you make of those substitutions, Dean Ashton?
They're pretty regular at the moment, those substitutions from David Moyes.
Now Salah trying to get in behind, a long ball over the top, breaks from 25 yards out, trying to play a reverse ball for Gakpo, who was offside, indicated by the assistant on this near side, so it will be a free kick to West Ham United. Just over 20 minutes to play here at the London Stadium.
I think Cornet's a player that the West Ham fans were looking forward to seeing, but he's just not played enough football. He's been injured for most of the season. Can he come on and make an impact?
Yeah, Arrived from Burnley in the summer, Maxwell Cornet. But he's only made one start in the Premier League for West Ham this season. Number of substitute appearances. This will be his 10th appearance from the bench for West Ham United. Let's see what he can do on that left-hand side for the Hammers. But it's Liverpool holding sway here. 2-1 up and 20 minutes to play on Talksport 2. And they'd be well within their rights to slow the game down now, I guess, Dean Ashton, because they were slowing the game down at 1-1. Now they've got themselves in front. They can dictate the pace of this football match. Try to.
Exactly, and then forces West Ham to maybe come out of their shell, open up a few gaps for Liverpool on the break. West Ham have got to find it within themselves to recreate that energy that they had against Arsenal.
Currently West Ham 1, Liverpool 2 then, and for the latest odds, head to 888 Sport, the official betting partner of Talksport 2's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get West Ham to win from this position, 33-1 the odds for that. The draw, 11-2, Liverpool 8-1 on to see the game out. That's all thanks to 888 Sport. Made to challenge, made to debate, made to play. It's 18 plus. YouGambleAware.org. Ian Danter and Dean Ashton with you on Talksport 2. Liverpool coming forward, looking for Mo Salah through the middle, headed away by Aguerd, but Gakpo should get to the loose ball first, but actually Declan Rice wasn't favourite but made it his, and he'll have it now in his own defensive third. Declan Rice, he's given the ball back to Gakpo, rolls it in field for Luis Diaz in the centre of the West Ham half, feeds it out to Mo Salah, right hand corner of the area, just touches it down the right hand side of the box for Thiago, and then Cresswell puts his left foot through it and clears, and Bowen is getting away, and Ings is going through the middle. Danny Ings going to get there before Alisson. Alisson comes out of the area, gets a vital touch. The sweeper keeper starting position helped him out there because Ings at first looked favourite.
Well, I think that's where there was some groans from the West Ham support, because should he not have gone for that? Should he not have slid in, given it a go? He just seemed to back off Danny Ings.
Or did he not see Alisson till it was too late?
Well, maybe. And with them black tracky bottoms on, maybe that just put him off. Dimitri Karim.
Oh, the grey jogging bottoms. Not particularly flattering to the figure, those were, for Dimitri Karim.
No, they're a bit cooler, Alisson's, aren't they?
Halfway line, Liverpool have possession. It's Mo Salah on this near side. 17 minutes to go in the Premier League. West Ham 1, Liverpool 2. And Liverpool have it back in their own half now. Again, just taking it easy, just taking the sting out of the game. Remember, as we mentioned, their away form this season nowhere near what it was in previous campaigns. Heading for what is their 5th win on their travels this season. Manchester City 3, Arsenal 0. A second for Kevin De Bruyne, and Manchester City are making quite the statement. Master against apprentice, most definitely going the way of the master in terms of Guardiola against Arteta. Long ball over the top, asking Gakpo to give chase, but Aguerd, neat, tidy, puts the ball out of play for a Liverpool throw, but it's the travelling Liverpool support to our right is going to go home happy. And I guess West Ham, if they do stay on 34 points, will just go to Crystal Palace on Saturday in our Talksport commentary at lunchtime, just thinking the job isn't quite done yet. Got a semi-final of the Europa Conference League to come against AZ Alkmaar, who've been in very good form in the Dutch Eredivisie, so that will be a tough assignment for West Ham to get to the final. Here's Curtis Jones up to the edge of the area, teed up for Luis Diaz by Salah. He works it to Gakpo. Diaz down the right hand side of the box, won't get there, and it's out of play off Cornet for a throw to Liverpool. 2-1 they lead with a quarter of an hour to go on Talksport 2.
Yeah, and Alexander-Arnold's not now going into midfield as much. That It's now more of an orthodox right back. I think defensively, just to be more secure, they don't now need him in there to create.
Darwin Nunez going to be on in a bit for Liverpool, getting some final instructions to change the front line for Liverpool for the last quarter of an hour or so here on Talksport 2. Liverpool 2-1 up. You're just tuning into Premier League Live on this Wednesday evening, where we are once again the only national radio station bringing you Premier League commentaries across the network, and the same will be the case tomorrow with Spurs, Manchester United on Talksport, Everton, Newcastle on Talksport 2, and Southampton, Bournemouth on the Talksport app. I'll remind you that in the games currently underway, Brentford still 1-0 up at Chelsea, Manchester City 3-0 up against Arsenal in the battle of the top two, Nottingham Forest closing in on 3 points against Brighton 2-1 up, and Sheffield United have just taken the lead against West Bromwich Albion at Bramall Lane in the One Championship game tonight. Sander Berge just shy of the hour mark. A reminder that if Sheffield United hang on, it's welcome back to the Premier League to the Blades. Now Liverpool coming forward, down the left-hand side of the box. Robertson gets to the dead ball line, pulled it back, looking for Thiago. Zuma with a desperate clearance. Soufal keeps it in play on the far side, and he's won a throw in the end. But Robertson was just allowed to carry the ball to the byline without a challenge. 2-1 Liverpool.
Well, I think they're just taking a calculated risk, aren't they? Bowen is staying higher and not following Robertson as he was in the first half. Just if they then win the ball back, Bowen would be free, but it means there's all that space for Robertson. He just couldn't quite find the cross with Zuma in a good position.
So Darwin Nunez coming on for the man that scored Liverpool's equaliser, Cody Gakpo. So a more physical presence in the centre of Liverpool's attack for these remaining minutes, and there are 13 minutes of normal time to go here on Talksport 2. West Ham in possession inside their own half with Rice. Up to Cornet on halfway with his back to play. Holds it up under pressure from Alexander-Arnold. Gives it back to Aguerd. Lovely crossfield ball from Aguerd. Can Soufal keep it in play on the far side? He can. Well done by Soufal. Early ball into the area. Cleared away by Fabinho. Loose ball picked up by Thiago, but gave away a throw to West Ham. What a crossfield pass that was.
Yeah, it was awesome, wasn't it? Well, this is where they've got to put pressure on Liverpool. Long throws, keep Liverpool backed in, test them from these sort of set plays.
Long throw coming in. Souček, a man to launch it into the Liverpool box. And I mentioned on Saturday the long throw that Nottingham Forest had did cause Liverpool problems. What about this though? Flicked on by Fabinho, headed away by Alexander-Arnold. That was well dealt with by Liverpool that time. Brentford have a second at Chelsea. Brian Mbeumo making it Chelsea 0, Brentford 2. Wow. Now, away comes Darwin Nunez. First time for him to attack. Coming on as the substitute for Liverpool. Up to the left-hand corner of the box. Faced up by Aguerd. Oh, good footing by Nayef Aguerd. And won the ball back cleanly from Darwin Nunez. Now Rice driving through the centre circle. Releasing Maxwell Cornet to the left-hand corner of the area. Goes for goal and flashes it wide. Worth a go from Maxwell Cornet, only really bowing up with him, but he's put it well wide. 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, and the pass from Rice wasn't quite into his path. I think if that's in front of him, he can then sprint on towards that. He just has to delay, takes a touch, and then he tries a shot from a further distance and a poor angle, gets it horribly wrong. That was half a chance if Rice had just punched that further forwards into his path.
2-1 here. Points are saved for Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. They've just scored a third from the penalty spot. A VAR check went in Forest's favour, and Morgan Gibbs-White has stroked home the penalty. Nottingham Forest 3, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. We were talking earlier, weren't we, Dean Ashton, about Forest home form. Massive moment for them tonight in the East Midlands.
Well, especially with such tough fixtures to come. Brighton off the back of that 120 minutes, that was an opportunity and they've taken it.
Well, with that 3 points, they're going out of the bottom three. They're dumping Leicester back in the relegation zone. and they've got a point advantage as well. With that win, Forest would go to 30, Leicester stay on 29, of course, having got the draw at Leeds last night live on Talksport. Everton play tomorrow at home to Newcastle, their second bottom 28. Southampton, they're at home to Bournemouth tomorrow night, bottom of the pile on 24, so still the potential for more movers and shakers at the bottom of the Premier League in tomorrow night's games. Now here at the London Stadium, we've got 10 minutes to go, Dean Ashton. Can you see West Ham getting up a head of steam here and trying to force the issue against this Liverpool side that are trying to take the sting out of the game?
Well, I think if they're direct and they've got to take a risk. Of course, you might end up getting caught on the break, but you've got to get up the pitch, you've got to get your midfield players closer to your forward line, and you've got to get it wide and then try and get bodies in the box against this Liverpool side. You know, they're not the best defensively this season. You've got to try and test them, and at the moment it's all still, you know, only one player up there isolated, and Liverpool is just winning it back.
Don't forget Talksport breakfast back tomorrow morning when you wake up from 6 a.m. Alan Brazil back in charge of Talksport breakfast through till 10, and then Jim White and Simon Jordan. Jim's up at the Etihad tonight, so he'll have his own perspective on that battle of the top two at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning on Talksport. And the sports bar tonight will be a busy one. Jermaine Pennant is joining Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy to take your calls. Jason's at Chelsea at the minute and he's getting a bit of a courier bike to head in to the station. He won't be a happy bunny with Brentford 2-0 up at Stamford Bridge. 03717 223344. Liverpool fans, do you believe top four's within your grasp? You're leading here with 8 minutes to go against West Ham, who are trying to force the issue and have a throw 10 yards from the corner flag left hand side, and Jurgen Klopp is sending on James Milner for Curtis Jones to help see out this 2-1 lead that Liverpool have, Dean Ashton.
Well, if there's a man for a job in terms of defensively and a bit of experience, then look no further than James Milner, although they got the number wrong.
Well, I thought it was Curtis Jones that was going up. They're holding off the substitution at the moment, actually, whilst this throw is about to come into the Liverpool box from Soufal into the near post and headed behind. Proper 50-pence header on that far side by Fabinho. So a corner to West Ham, just their second of the game at the Bobby Moore stand end to our left. 2-1 Liverpool.
Got to make the most of one of these. Keep it alive in there. If you don't win the first, can you get the second knocked down?
Cresswell spots the ball down in the quadrant, just down to our left hand side. An out swinger with the left peg coming from Aaron Cresswell. Allison bouncing up and down in the 6-yard box, and it comes headed over the bar. Suchek, I think, the man that got the header, but couldn't keep it down as he was flying forward. Goal kick to Liverpool, and now the change can be made so that Curtis Jones trots off the pitch to be replaced for Liverpool by James Milner. 2-1 to the visitors.
Such a difficult header that for Suchek. Gets himself up again. He's not balanced. He's not quite ready for it. It just misses the defender's head. He couldn't quite guide it.
So James Milner, such a stalwart for Liverpool, over 300 appearances, 20 years since he made his debut for Leeds United. Such a fantastic servant for club and for country. He's on to help Liverpool get through to the full-time whistle with this 2-1 lead intact, which would see them move above Spurs with a win before Spurs host Manchester United live on Talksport tomorrow evening. It's intriguing, isn't it, Dean? This toing and throwing and jockeying for positions for European spots. I wouldn't have had Liverpool when Liverpool lost at Wolves a couple of months back, early February was it. I thought I'm not sure that they're going to have a shout in this, but they do now.
Exactly, you're right though. If they can just go and win every game, that will put pressure on Manchester United and Newcastle if they're able to do that. It's a tough ask, but still.
They're leading here, but Souček puts the ball in the box. Up goes Cornet for a header, but Fabinho and Matip got there first. But now it's West Ham's turn to win the second ball. Zuma on the halfway line, placed it out to the right-hand side. Paquetá, whose wonderful goal gave West Ham the lead just after the 10-minute mark. But Liverpool, with Nunez coming forward, level with the edge of the area, left-hand side, looks for Luis Diaz. Paquetá slipped and fell as he won the ball back. Diaz has it again, coming in field, trying to set up a shot maybe, or look for Salah. Can't do either. And Declan Rice wins a free kick, which he takes quickly for West Ham. Paquetá releases Jarrod Bowen into the Liverpool half. Cornet and Ings up with him. Bowen has got Fabinho backpedaling. Bowen goes for goal, trying to replicate the shot that went in, that was ruled out by VAR, but much weaker effort this time. And a comfortable save at his near post for Alisson. 2-1 Liverpool.
Well, he did the exact same. Jinked inside onto his left foot. It's just the strike was so much worse than the one that he scored with. No real power, not a clean strike, easy for Alisson. I just saw every West Ham fan up off their seats thinking Bowen, could he recreate it? And he couldn't.
So it stays 2-1 to Liverpool. 3.5 minutes of normal time to go on Talksport 2. Ball's back with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's certainly playing much more as an orthodox right back now that the lead is theirs to protect Liverpool. A little bit less adventurous. Milner over the halfway line, and Fabinho has fouled his man on halfway and trying to turn away from, I think it's Souček. Free kick to West Ham just inside the Liverpool half, and they want to get on with it, West Ham, because time is ticking away here. 3 to play, 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, it feels like if it's going to be a goal, it will be a set-piece situation for West Ham.
So free kick just over the halfway line. And it's sent forward long into the box by Soufal. Headed out by the Liverpool rear guard and teased down the near side, but Alexander-Arnold fires it up to halfway looking for Salah. Couldn't take the ball in his stride. West Ham have it back on halfway with Paquetá. Plenty just still forward in claret and blue. Declan Rice, no width on the right hand side, so he plays the ball through the middle looking for Bowen. Headed clear comfortably by Van Dijk. But again, West Ham are picking up the second balls here. Declan Rice up to the edge of the area, plays the ball into Ings, almost came back, but his handball was that in the area by a Liverpool player. Howls for handball from the West Ham fans, and David Moyes is at the centre of it all. Was that handball by Thiago Alcantara?
Well, it'll be a case of, does he stop the ball being passed through him, or does he just fall on it? I think that's what Chris Kavanagh was trying to say, that he's just fallen on the ball naturally.
Well, Neil Swarbrick is the VAR official tonight at Stockley Park, and when the ball goes out of play, which it hasn't yet since that incident, I guess they'll take a look. You can hear what the West Ham fans think. They want this looked at, and they want it to go in their favour. Zuma steps in front of Nunez, and the ball's worked back by Cresswell to Fabianski. Again picks up the ball, but he's holding his hands out, saying, what about our decision? Well, you can't do anything until the ball's out of play. VAR doesn't make a decision while the ball's in play. So again, looks to drive the ball into out, left to right. Good chest down by Bowen. Soufal runs into trouble. Liverpool just whack it clear. Zuma charging back into his own half under pressure. Oh, it's a short back pass, but out comes Fabianski to deny Nunez. Zuma almost sold his goalkeeper short, but Fabianski spared his blushes, and it's out of play. Now, will VAR take a look as the ball's gone out of play for a Liverpool throw? David Moyes throwing his arms wide, saying, are you not looking at that? There doesn't appear to be an indication from the referee that they are. So we play on, Dean Ashton. At 2-1 Liverpool.
They've obviously looked at it and felt like it wasn't a handball.
Well, his arm was close to his body. It's certainly not intentional handball, I don't think. But it is still 2-1 to Liverpool. David Moyes is not a happy camper.
Again, it's one of those that's subjective.
Ball into the area, West Ham trying to win a corner. 3 minutes of minimum stoppage time is what we're into now. Nottingham Forest 3, Brighton 2. Dennis Undav has got a late goal for Brighton. It may not be enough to deny Nottingham Forest all 3 points. Remember, 3 points for Steve Cooper's side gets them out of the bottom 3 tonight. That's live on the Talksport at the closing stages at the City Ground right now.
I mean, David Moyes will feel like he will have seen this incident in other games and it had been given as a penalty from Thiago as he lands on the ball. That's what will frustrate him.
And it's been disallowed, that second goal for Brighton. Undav offside, so it stays 3-1 to Nottingham Forest. West Ham coming forward in stoppage time, nodded on by Cornet. Bowen goes in for a challenge with Matip, and it goes behind for a goal kick, or was it a foul given for a challenge on Matip by Bowen, just to further incense the West Ham fans who already feel that they've been denied a penalty, and David Moyes is giving the fourth official, Andy Davis, plenty in the technical area down beneath us.
Yeah, when he ran over to the bench with all his staff, and they obviously had a look at it on the monitor, and straight away then ran towards the fourth official to say, well, come on. He's used his elbow to stop the ball going through to one of our players, whether he's landed on it or not. It's stopping the ball going towards the penalty area.
Sports Bar coming up at 10 o'clock on Talksport after all tonight's action is done. Liverpool fans, West Ham fans, get your calls in to Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy and Jermaine Pennant. 03717 223344. And the analysis of tonight's football will continue on Talksport Breakfast tomorrow with Alan Brazil and company. But if you fancy a bit of music, Chris Evans is always there from 6:30 in the morning on Virgin, if you fancy a musical accompaniment to start your day. Well, they were raging on the West Ham United bench when they saw a replay of that penalty incident, and I think that may well form the crux of David Moyes' post-match comments, which you'll hear later on Talksport. Liverpool hanging on to this 3 points. Ball's out of play for a throw to West Ham on the far side. They're running out of time though. Ball's back with Kurt Zouma. Squares the ball for Aguirre just in front of his own 18-yard line. Nunez comes to close him down. He rolls it back to Fabianski. Right footed ball driven out of play. Just bounces past Jurgen Klopp, who has no intention of stopping it. Liverpool are almost there for 3 wins in a row. Sheffield United are surely going up. There's the full-time whistle. Boos around the London Stadium, directed at the officials mainly, because West Ham feel they were denied a late penalty when Thiago Alcantara appeared to handle the ball inside the area. But Liverpool are above Spurs and into 6th.